Hello, I'm Richard, and welcome back to my channel over and over and over again, which features everything to do with Arsenal. Just really wanted to do this quick video for a match report on the pre-season training game that Arsenal played today at the Emirates against Aston Villa. Now, the big news was that the starting lineup included Willian, his first appearance for Arsenal, and also, rather surprisingly, Dani Ceballos as well, who, of course, only re-signed on loan yesterday. So that was a bit of a surprise that he was in the side, because we had heard that he was meant to be in quarantine. So I'm not quite sure what's happened there. But anyway, Dani Ceballos and Willian were in the starting lineup along with Aubameyang. It was quite a mixture of experienced players and youth players, bearing in mind, of course, a lot of the Arsenal first team squad are away currently at international duty, so they wasn't able to play. Unfortunately, in the end, Arsenal did lose the game. It's actually our first defeat of the pre-season. It finished 3-2 to Aston Villa. Now, Aston Villa took the lead in the first half. It was Douglas Luiz who scored that goal. He was actually linked to a move to Arsenal, actually. If you remember, he was originally at Manchester City, where he worked with Arteta. So there was talk of him maybe joining Arsenal at some stage, and that still might happen, and I wouldn't be surprised if it did, because Douglas Luiz is a decent player and he did score at the Emirates today. Aubameyang equalised for Arsenal before half-time. It was 1-1 at the break. There was a lot of changes at half-time, as you'd expect. A lot of younger players came in, and the team was a bit more experimental. Aston Villa took the lead again. It was 19-year-old striker Jacob Ramsey who put Aston Villa ahead for the second time. Aubameyang scored his second goal for Arsenal, a penalty, which made it 2-2. But it was Aston Villa who actually won the game. It was a very late goal by a second by Jacob Ramsey. I say that the young player for Aston Villa scored that goal to make it finish at Arsenal 2, Aston Villa 3. I wouldn't read too much into the result of the game. I say half the squad aren't even there, because I say they're off on international duty, so it was quite an experimental side, and I wouldn't read too much into the team that's going to play against Fulham, obviously a week today, in the first game of the Premier League season. It was mainly about getting some minutes in the legs, wasn't it, really, and having a bit of a competitive match. And I say it was good to see Willian playing, and I say Dani Ceballos as well. It was good to get minutes for them. Obviously, Aubameyang played again as well. Got another couple of goals, which I'm sure will be good for his confidence. And it was just a basic run out, really. If you remember as well, we did have a friendly against Queen's Park Rangers last midweek, which we won 4-3, a similar sort of a game. Again, a lot of players away and not available to play. So it's a funny pre-season, isn't it? It's not like normal where you go on tour somewhere like Australia or America and you play 4 or 5 games, and then you would have a lot more time to prepare properly. Unfortunately, this year, due to the situation, it's a little bit rushed, isn't it? And having the international break this particular week probably hasn't helped too much either. So it's a bit up in the air, everything at the moment, really. But we did get a friendly in today. Unfortunately, we did lose to Aston Villa 3-2. But there's going to be another friendly, hopefully, this week as well, in midweek. Again, it'll be a training ground friendly, probably at London Colney, like the Queen's Park Rangers game was last week. If I get any details of that, I'll do a video. But sometimes these games are quite difficult to get details from. They're not proper friendlies, really. They're more like training sessions, but it's in a game scenario. So I wouldn't read too much into the result. We don't want to look too negatively on it. We lost the game, yeah, fair enough, but it's not going to be any reflection on the team that's going to start Fulham next week, also how we might start the Premier League season. It has been a positive pre-season overall, and one defeat in a training game isn't going to change that. If you remember back in June, when we were warming up for the Project Restart, we did lose a friendly at home to Brentford. Of course, the Championship side, we lost home 3-2 to them as well. And of course, we did go on to win the FA Cup and finish the season strongly. So let's not read too much into this. The result isn't important. It's all about getting some minutes in some legs. Particularly, I say Willian, it was good that he got a run out, and I say Dani Ceballos as well. So there are positives to take from it. Of course, Aubameyang's 2 goals mainly. obviously it's disappointing to lose any game, but let's try and keep a little bit of perspective with it. It's not the end of the world. It's not going to have, it's not going to have any reflection on how we might start the season. At least it shouldn't do. And I say hopefully there's another game coming out midweek. And I say if I do get details of that, I will post a video with some details. But I say today at the Emirates it finished Arsenal 2, Aston Villa 3. It was Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang with both the Arsenal goals, and it was Douglas Luiz with 1 for Aston Villa and Jacob Ramsey with 2. Aston Villa won 3-2. So that's that for today. I say it is what it is, isn't it? You know, we've lost and that's that. But let's not worry too much about that. Let's focus our attentions on the big Premier League start this time next week, next Saturday. And let's hope that we produce a good win, a good performance and a good victory then. Because that's what really matters, isn't it? And in the meantime, of course, as always, come on, you Gunners!